Welcome back to day 4 of the Foundations Revealed Skirt Workshop. If visions of a full, fabulous Victorian skirt are dancing in your head now, it's time to roll your sleeves up and make it happen. However, brace yourself for a truth bomb. You may feel motivated now, but you're going to need one last missing piece to get you through those days when you'd much rather curl up with tea and Netflix. In the final part of the workshop today, I'll outline how you can actually complete the best fitting, most stunning skirt you've ever created. We're also opening Foundations Revealed today so that you can get the help you need with your skirt whenever you need us. In fact, we're trying something completely new for us over the next 12 weeks. The Foundations Revealed mentors and I are coming together to create a complete 12-week course to walk you through every step of the way in much more detail than I've been able to do here. We'll take you through the whole journey from pattern selection to the final hem stitch alongside makers just like you, so that you don't get sidetracked or abandon it, but actually complete a skirt that should pleasantly surprise you. And our scholarship program is also open now if that's a better fit for you. So today I'm going to share everything you need to know about the inaugural, first ever, brand new Foundations Revealed walking skirt course and how it can help you become the historical dressmaker you've always wanted to be. More on that later. But first we need to talk about getting your project done. There are going to be days when you don't want to do this. You're feeling all inspired and excited right now, but we know what happens in that middle section of a project. Even if you've got a plan, we've got to get you to actually do it. And that motivation is going to fade a bit as life happens and other things get in the way. You know, life is always a fight for your attention. There are going to be nights when you just want to curl up with Netflix, or summer days when you just want to be outside. So we need to figure out how to keep your motivation high. So if you are a complete beginner and this is your first project and you just want to make one thing and make it well and give yourself that foundation where you think, yes, this is fun, this is enjoyable, I can do this, sewing is for me, then that's what this session is for. If you're experienced and you've got much more ambitious projects and you need to stay on track all the way through, then this is for you as well. Keep in mind, again, we've got notes available in the description below. Later on, we're going to talk a bit more about Foundations Revealed and the new course, but stay with me because I want you to see your project through, whether or not you join us, and make these 4 days that you've spent with me truly worth your time. So, you're excited, you've got your idea, you have the insider secrets on what makes a walking skirt work, but now you have to consistently make yourself do it. And how do you do that? There are a lot of tips and tricks I could give you, but I'll cut straight to the one thing that is going to help you more than anything else, and that's community. You need a little cheer squad, whether that's just one other person, or a small group of people, or a big group of people. But you need people to help you stay on track, because there are always going to be days or weeks when your motivation to carry on just slumps a little bit. If you've got someone there to hold space for you and really see you on what you're going through, you're going to keep going. Maybe you can do the same thing for them. Sometimes it's hard to keep yourself going, but if you're doing it for somebody else, you've got to keep them going. You've got to send them a nice word of encouragement and make sure they're doing it. That care for them can pull you along with it. So by helping them, you end up helping yourself, and vice versa. They're going to help you and help themselves too. Just having someone to bounce ideas off, or even just have a little break and have a cup of tea with, will help you decompress before carrying on. Coming together means you can really bring out the best in each other. So find a sewing buddy if you can. Anyone in your life who cares about you can encourage you, but it's different when someone else also sews and really is in there with you and gets how big a deal it is if you can go an entire sewing session without pulling out the seam ripper. You don't have to be a great big people person. Even if you're an introvert, isolation is going to hold you back. Don't do this alone. So create your own community, whether it's one person or whether it's a whole bunch of people. It could be in person, it could be online. Consciously create the community you want around you. Honestly, it's what I did. Although, of course, I did it, as usual, on the most ambitious level possible, and mine is called Foundations Revealed. It's the same principle. I created what I needed to become the maker I wanted to be. The basic idea at the beginning was to gather some costumers online who could pass a hat around and pay the people who knew the most to show the rest of us how to sew these old clothes, not just in a blog post, but in a full step-by-step detail. They would get paid as a creative artist to do the thing they loved doing, and we could all learn from their experience. That was in 2007, and in 2009, I made my first really big, ambitious project, probably because I had that community around me. As time went on, I realised we didn't just need information and tutorials, we actually needed to connect with each other. So that was when I added a community and added our mentors in. So we had experts to actually advise us and tell us how we were doing with whatever we were working on and give us feedback and advice. I created my dream community for historical dressmakers. And again, I did it on a hugely ambitious level, but this is what I mean about creating your own little community, creating what you need around you. I wanted kindred spirits whom I could grow with. I wanted the experts, the mentors there who we could ask our questions to, who would take the time, because they were being paid, to actually give feedback on my mock-ups. I could ask, what's that wrinkly thing it's doing around this shoulder here? And they would be able to tell me. And I wouldn't feel guilty about asking because we were paying them to be there. We wanted to get together and geek out regularly online in lectures and workshops on the nerdiest details of historical sewing. And as the community got bigger, we added a team of concierges to moderate and care for the community. So there's always someone in there to cheer us on in a safe, drama-free community for people like us who are misfits, who just don't belong in the mainstream, to have a safe space to explore how we want to sew and how we want to dress ourselves together. So I went to town with it, but today I want to invite you to create your own community, whether it's 2 people or 200 people. And at the same time, if it's right for you, I would like to invite you to join my community and become part of Foundations Revealed. And that is, in my opinion, the best option you have, the best shortcut you have for creating the community you need around you so that you can make your creative ideas real, one after another. We've been supporting makers like you and me for 15 years, and to celebrate that milestone, we're about to make a big up level that's going to give historical makers more support than ever. From this coming Friday, for the next 12 weeks, I want to invite you to take part in our first ever course, in which our team of mentors walk you through every detail of your entire skirt project, from pattern to mocking up to construction to completion. Every week I'll be hosting a class in which one or more of the expert mentors at Foundations Revealed help you to understand and complete one stage of your skirt project. We'll be focusing primarily on late Victorian walking skirts, but you're welcome to bring a similar skirt project and we'll be able to support you and teach you the skills you need to make it your best, most enjoyable project yet. From beginners to experienced sewers, everyone is welcome. We'll be pitching the course for what I'd call apprentice level, where you can sew a simple garment, you know one end of a needle from the other, but you're maybe not too confident or experienced just yet. But if you're a beginner, you're most welcome. We have beginner resources to support and supplement your learning at no extra cost. And if you're a more experienced sewer who's looking for the inside secrets on Victorian sewing in particular, you'll be right at home. We have 5 fabulous mentors who are going to support you. We've got Constance Mackenzie, who is a very accomplished maker for the entertainment industry. She's worked on movies like Wonder Woman, and so you've seen stuff Constance has made in actual blockbuster movies, and she wears historical clothing she's made every day, so she's the ideal guide for you here. We've also got Luana O'Shea, a couture designer dressmaker and specialist corseteer who has lots of experience not only in sewing stunning custom-fitted garments, especially for curvy people, but also in teaching complete beginners to sew with confidence. We have Barbara Paisendorfer, who is an Austrian tailor and a very well-known corset maker from Royal Black. You may have seen her work online, and you may have seen her in a couple of Bernadette's videos recently. And our newest mentor is Brooklyn Michelle, who is not only a very accomplished professional and historical seamstress, but someone who has personal inside knowledge and expertise on fitting for trans people. So if that's you, she can take care of you. And we have our special guest mentor, Luca Costigliolo, from the School of Historical Dress, who is very in demand on other projects these days, but who still drops in from time to time to answer questions and support the community. Every week from this Friday, we'll have an online class in which you can take one step forward, and we have two options for how you can take part in the Skirt course. If you join us at the Essentials level, you'll have access to each recorded class so that you can watch whenever you wish, and you'll be able to connect with other makers in our Essentials Discord community. If you join us at the Academy level, you'll have the opportunity not only to see the recordings, but to be there live to get your questions answered in class by the mentors. And you'll also have access to their advice and feedback in our Academy community. But whichever option you take, you'll also have access to all the other member benefits of Foundations Revealed, the complete library of historical sewing resources, and our monthly Get It Done calls with our concierges, which are a social call with no official teaching, but lots of companionship and encouragement from our community concierges and other members as you get your sewing projects done together. Taking part in this brand new course is free when you join Foundations Revealed this week, but that won't always be the case. We're including your participation in the course free with your membership because, full disclosure, this is a pilot programme and there'll probably be some kinks to iron out the first time. But in future, just so you know, we will charge separately for it as it becomes more of a polished programme. But joining now as a founder member in it means that you'll have the chance to co-create the experience with us. So why would you join Foundations Revealed when there are free options for learning to sew? Well, when something is free, how much do you actually use it? I mean, sometimes you do up to a point, but I know enough about my own headspace to realise that if I actually spend actual money on something, I am going to show up. There's a shift in your mindset about following through. When I invest something that's a lot to me, it makes me take it really seriously and show up and do the thing. And I really show up for myself because it isn't just something that I'm telling myself is important to me. It's no, I've committed to do this. I've put my money where my mouth is. That kind of moment is always a defining moment when you spend money on a thing and really follow through for yourself consistently. So I want to create that opportunity for you too, to commit to what you really want in a tangible way. It really gives me a lot of confidence in myself. And a year later, say, I can always see the difference. And it isn't even about the results as such, it's more about feeling confident and strong, knowing that I've followed through with something I set for myself. I promise myself I will do it, I commit to this thing, whatever it is, and oh my God, I actually get the results that I want. When you invest in yourself, you're giving yourself permission to do the thing, and you're acknowledging to yourself that your goals are important to you. That's really the difference between free and a paid experience. There are tons of free resources online, but this is a place where you're most likely to stop just being a dabbler or even being a spectator and start fully stepping in and taking part in this movement. Let me ask you something important. Are you happy with the projects you're making right now? Are you satisfied with the amount of time it's taking you to master this skill? Making change, no matter how big or small, is never easy. It's challenging to deal with the overwhelm of all the inspiring information and advice that's out there. But worse are the negative thoughts and the doubts that keep creeping in. And if you've ever heard yourself saying, am I actually ever gonna like anything I make? It's okay, that's totally normal. All of us go through those struggles. The fear of messing it up, the fear of perfectionism, the fear of spending your limited budget on fabrics, spending the entire weekend making something that just turns out to be a mess that you're never gonna wear. The frustration of feeling like you're the slowest maker on earth, ask me how I know. The fear of getting derailed or discouraged or not finishing at all because you know it's not going to turn out like the reels you've seen on Instagram. With all that being said, I've got good news. You're not on your own. You're in complete control of your future as a maker. I mean, let's look at the facts. Every year there are people just like you successfully learning to make drop-dead gorgeous skirts, waistcoats, dresses, anything they can dream up. In fact, there are more people today making fabulous, beautiful, original historical dress than ever before. With the amount of information, tools and resources out there now, it's never been easier. But I didn't say it was easy. I said it's never been easier. That's why now is such a great time to be thinking about and committing to be a really great historical dressmaker. Imagine how it will feel to finally know that you're legitimately good at this. Imagine having the know-how to figure out and make any crazy, gorgeous thing that enters your head. Imagine being connected to others who are on the same journey as you, all committed to achieving the artistry that epitomizes who you really are and frees you to express your authentic self to the world. This is the opportunity we have today in the historical sewing community, and it's the reason that I'm so passionate about this work. This is the reason why I created Foundations Revealed, so that we can do this together. So if you're a beginner but you're still really wondering how to get started, or if you're an intermediate maker who is still making skirts that even a mother couldn't love, or even if you're just not really sure how you're ever going to get any better at this, Foundations Revealed can help. So what exactly is Foundations Revealed? It is, I believe, the world's best online school for historical sewing. It's a membership community that teaches historical sewing online to people who are passionate about making better historically themed clothes, and actually about making all sorts of related cosplay, couture and costume too. The membership focuses on exploring and demystifying the process of sewing the clothes of the past in the most practical, friendly way possible. At the core of the portal is probably the richest library on historical sewing anywhere in the world. We've been building that library for 15 years so that you can use it anytime you want to get help with your latest project. These aren't just fluffy articles you might find free on the internet. Every tutorial, article and how-to was written by a professional or a deeply passionate amateur who was paid for their time so that they could really give you all the benefit of their knowledge in detail. It's like being able to pick the brains of all the best makers in the world. Some are names you know and some you don't. And not only historical sewing, our bra making articles are so rich and so deep in practical information that I've actually had to work hard in the past to keep people from ripping them off and uploading them to free groups on the internet. And by the way, when you become a member of Foundations Revealed, you also get access to a whole library on couture techniques and corset making. So it's a bigger value membership than ever before. So who is Foundations Revealed really for? Our members range right through from complete beginners to passionate professional makers. It can help you get started right in the beginning, or it can help you keep polishing your skills, learning new techniques and eras, and connecting and collaborating with makers like you throughout your journey, from beginner to professional. So if you're an aspiring corset maker, historical costume maker, lingerie designer, cosplayer, or you just love creating your own alternative fashions, Foundations Revealed is for you. But who is Foundations Revealed not for? It's not for anyone who just sort of wants to check things out. You can't kind of make fabulous clothes. Getting these types of results takes a commitment to succeed. Would you want to fly with a pilot who kind of knew how to fly? Or would you rather fly with a pilot who had committed to mastering the skills they needed to fly the plane? It's a silly example, but it's a good analogy. Foundations Revealed is for people who are passionate about making the best, smoothest, most beautiful historical clothes they possibly can. If the passion and commitment isn't there, then you're not going to get value from this, and I would ask you not to sign up. It's also not for people who give up easily. Our goal is to only work with people who are self-starters, who are willing to keep trying and experimenting until they build the skills they need to really succeed. When you get discouraged, we'll be here to help you keep going. You need to have your own passion to succeed at this. All our workshops, tutorials, materials, downloads and instruction is available in a members-only portal. You'll be able to follow along and learn at your own pace. We have two membership options. If you're an independent kind of learner who just wants to take the books out of the library and learn on your own, you can do that at the Essentials level. You get access to the whole library and to recorded versions of all of our classes and workshops to watch on your own schedule. You'll also get access to our moderated members community on Discord, where you can connect with other makers on the same journey. If you prefer more support and individual feedback on your projects, you can actually get a lot more than a library of knowledge. Have you ever felt alone in your sewing and wished you had kind of a personal mentor to look over your shoulder and help you? Someone to coach you and give you exactly the pointers you need so that this project, the one you're working on right now, could be your proudest achievement yet. Well, at Foundations Revealed, Constance, Barbara, Loana, Brooklyn and Luca are the professionals who will guide you through your journey. They're there every day in our private academy level community, giving you personalised feedback on your projects and showing you step by step how it's really done. And I'm not talking about general answers to general questions. The mentors have been known to download a picture of a member's project that they're working on, draw on it, draw instructions on it, and then re-upload it so that you can see exactly what to do. Even if you're too shy to ask a question initially, you'll learn so much from watching them answer other people's questions that everyone will benefit. You'll get access to the mentors, attend the classes live, the Academy community, and that core library as soon as you complete your registration at the Academy level. You'll immediately be getting a level of support and clarity that you might never have experienced before with your sewing, as we help you cut through all of the noise on the internet and get the answers that you need fast. I'm on a mission to create a whole worldwide team of outstanding creative artists who express their authentic selves through dress, because the more we show up as who we really are in the world, the more we encourage others to feel safe to do the same, and the more we pull that philosophy into the mainstream. The question is, do you want to be on our team? So how much time will this take? Time is the most valuable resource that any of us have, so I can understand if you might be wondering whether you really have the time to fully participate in something like Foundations Revealed and really get the value out of it. The good news is once you register, the membership is available 24/7, of course, so you're able to learn when it's most convenient for you. So if something comes up and you miss a few days or a few weeks, it's really not a problem. You can just pick up where you left off at any time you want. Even the classes for the walking skirt course I talked about, we'll record all of them so you can go back and watch them again anytime you want. As far as the actual time it'll take you to use the materials, that really depends on you. How quickly you learn just varies from person to person, and you don't have to read everything. The library is there so you can go in and just find the things that you really need right now. Or you can spend an afternoon just getting lost in the stacks if you want to, like it was one of those fabulous old bookshops where you can just dive in and have fun. In general, we see our members spending roughly an hour or two a week. It just depends from person to person. The key, however, to really get the use out of it is to intentionally schedule a little bit of time each week to really get the most out of it and participate fully so that you can become the maker you really want to be and express yourself out there in the world without holding back. Speaking of being intentional, I've intentionally included a 100% money-back guarantee. Seriously, over the last 15 years, Foundations Revealed has worked for thousands of makers, but I do understand when you're looking at things you could join online, you never really know whether what you're getting is actually legit. There are far too many things online that are a bit too good to be true, and that can cloud your commitment to a membership like this. That's why I invite you to test drive Foundations Revealed. If you give it a genuine go and you feel like I didn't 100% deliver on my promise, or it's just not for you after all, you can ask for a refund anytime in your first month and we'll honour it, no questions asked. And you can cancel anytime, no questions asked. We do not lock you in for a certain amount of time, no matter what rumours you might have heard. The investment for Essentials membership at Foundations Revealed is still only $27 per month. And if you want that extra level of support, we have a limited number of Academy places available at $57 per month. We just have to limit the Academy tier so that we don't overwhelm the mentors and we can still ensure that everybody gets the individual attention they need. So if you want to come in at the Academy level, I recommend acting on that quickly. As you consider joining us, I want you to seriously compare Foundations Revealed to the other options you have for learning the real how-to details of historical sewing. You might go to a one-day class or a weekend event. In truth, a really good class will cost you a three-figure sum, not including any travel and accommodation costs if it's in person, and that's a good investment. But it's a big investment for access to support and community that only lasts a brief weekend before you go back home again. And that community and support kind of peters out over time. You can learn from books and patterns and trial and error on your own, but then you really are on your own. How long does it take to figure things out on your own when one simple answer to a simple question might save you months of head scratching? And of course, you can learn from YouTube and from free tutorials and resources online. YouTube is a wonderful free resource, but as hundreds of thousands of would-be makers know, it's a time commitment to sift through all of that video and find something that answers your specific question right now. And determining who is worth listening to is a minefield in itself. Finally, what would be different in your life 6 months from now if you decide not to commit to your sewing? Probably nothing, right? To make the progress you really want in your life, you've got to break old habits. One way you can do that, and the most effective way, in my opinion, is by investing in this membership. My mentors and teachers and community and I are going to walk you through step by step every aspect of the process of making a truly beautiful tailor-made skirt. If you follow what we're going to show you, you will make progress, and that's why I guarantee it. We're actually going to begin the skirt course with our first call this coming Friday. It's similar to a college class. Once the enrolment period is complete, then the mentors and I can make ourselves available to support you completely. We really want to make it easy for you to get the ongoing support and attention that you really need. So the deadline to register for the course is this coming Friday, and then we'll get started. As you look to make a decision, just know this. If you're feeling overwhelmed by the process of historical sewing, or you're struggling to make a skirt you actually like, it's okay. It isn't just you. This is normal. The challenging part for most of us is that we try to manage all of this in addition to all of the other responsibilities we have in our lives. Life is an ongoing competition for your time and attention, and it's a competition that you rarely win, but it doesn't have to be that way. Ask yourself this: what's important in your life right now? What do you want to achieve in, say, the 6 months ahead? What goals do you have related to your creative hobbies that keep getting pushed onto the back burner? You have an opportunity to do something about that right now, today, if you want to. You may not realise it right now, but you and your next project are part of a bigger story. Your work as a maker is important, and we need you to do your best work and play your part. Imagine if the makers that you admire had given up. Invest in yourself. Believe in your ability to grow into your ideas. You've been given those ideas for a reason. To express them, to become part of a conversation, to become part of a bigger story, and ultimately to become more of yourself. We need more people who are truly themselves in this world. More people who are truly coming alive. A great woman once said to me, "It's not who you are that holds you back, it's who you think you are not." My mission is to help you become one of those people who steps forward and comes alive and creates a safe space for others who come after you to come alive too, because you showed them how. That's an opportunity that's open to us all. Every day we decide to show up. Foundations Revealed is a membership that I know can transform your skirts, your sewing, and between you and me, transform you as a maker and how you feel about yourself. So if this workshop has resonated with you, I invite you to say yes. Yes to drop-dead fabulous skirts of your own design. Yes to great results with a lot less hair pulling. Yes to curves, control, and confidence, and to living fully as your best, most authentic self. Let this be a new beginning on your historical sewing journey. I look forward to being one of your guides along the way. Click the button below and register now, and I will see you on the other side.